We were recording the odd one. So today, just to show us benefit, we do need something you want to step up on, so a bit of a step box you might want to use, and a pole. And I'll just drop my pole down. And you might want to grab a couple of shopping bags and put some cans of beans or cans in there. And then if you do have some dumbbells at home, you can use them instead of shopping bags, but if you need to, just make use of the shopping bags. So today we're going to be doing strength and mobility. So we're going to go through 4 different supersets, alternating strength with mobility, and we're going to do a few rotations on each of those sets. So to start with, you'll need a chair, okay? But before we do, James will just take us through some dynamic stretches, so a bit of a warm-up, okay?
Alright, cool. So we're going to start with our ankles or our calves. So what we're going to do is we're going to rock back onto our heels, and then come up onto our toes, squeeze your calves, and come back. So we're rocking back and forth. Good. We're going to do about 8 to 10. Do 3 more. Try to bring your toes to the sky. Last one. Good. We're going to do some butt kicks. You're keeping our knees still. We're going to flick our feet up to our butt, for our hamstrings. Should feel good in your calves. I'm sorry, in your quads and your hamstrings. Good. Do a few more. Alright, cool. So next one we're going to grab our broom pole. Okay, we're going to practice our hip hinge. So hip hinge is basically being able to push our butt back whenever we do certain lifts. Okay, so what we're going to do, to start off, if you're struggling with this, you can put it out in front of you, and then what you're going to do is slight bend your knees. You're going to push the stick away from you and push your butt to the back wall. And if that's pretty easy, you can do what Lawrence just did. Bring it down to your thigh, so pushing back and come back up. So the knees are slightly bent. We want to avoid squatting down and pushing our knees forward. Our butt's just coming back. So pushing our back all the way back wall. And if you're doing what Lawrence is doing, then try to keep the broomstick as close to your body as you can. You should feel a good stretch in your hamstrings unless you're really flexible, which I am not. Do a couple more, push your butt back. Last one. Good. Cool. Alright, now we're going to do some groin. So we're going to do a nice wide stance. Toes are going to be pointed out, keeping our feet flat. We're going to lunge down to one side. Should feel a good stretch in the inside of your straight leg and the other side. So we'll go back and forth. You can spend as much time as you need to in a stretch if it's a bit tighter. Perfectly fine. These ones are kind of go at your own pace. Try to keep that chest nice and tall. Don't bend over too much. Do a few more. This one each. Push your butt back a little bit as well. Good. Now we're going to go feet are going to be shoulder width apart, toes going to be slightly pointed out. Pushing our knees out over our toes, we're going to squat down as low as you can. Come back up, keeping our feet flat, knees are out over our toes. Do 8 reps. Keep the chest nice and tall.
So if you're struggling, you can do a little coarser one like me, just as you get going, and push your depth a little bit more each time.
Good, one more. Cool, then grab our invisible band, hands together, pull it apart, squeeze our shoulders back, and alternate different angles with it. You can go a bit high if you want to, or you can go straight to the side. You should be squeezing your shoulders back and spreading your chest as you pull apart. Do a few more. Good. Now we're going to do some shoulders, so we're going to do straight arms, big circles forward. We'll do 8 forward, and 8 backwards. Go 8 more forwards. Go last one backwards. And good. Lawrence will take us through the exercise we're going to do next.
Okay, so first up we're going to do some single leg strength work. So you'll need your chair. Okay, so we're going to go 1 foot up and we're going to squat down to the chair and drive up again. So this is probably the medium one. 1 foot up you go. So we're hinging at our hips. Our hips, like we were just practicing, start the movement. Hips go, sit back, up you come. Okay? Now we're going to go 6 on each leg. If you want to make it easier, you can just go down, push up with 2, and down with 1. If you want to make it harder, just go down to hover above the chair without putting your weight down and come up. Okay, let's go for 6 on each side. Here we go. So you can, I'll just demonstrate the medium one, but if you want to step up with 2 feet, you can. James will demonstrate that one. 3, 4, 5, and 6. And switching over.
And if you're doing the easier one, try not to just fall on the bench. You want to try and stop yourself from falling. You should still feel tension as you come down.
Okay, so that's the leg strength. Now you need to grab a broom pole, or if you do at home, even for next time you join one of our mobility sessions, have something a bit longer. This is basically a big, long, thin piece of drain pipe. Okay, so we're going to grab the pole. Grab the pole in your right hand and chuck the pole in the ground at 3 o'clock on the clock face, so basically by your right foot. So pole in your right hand and right foot. Grab your left hand across with the thumb pointing down. Okay, and then we're going to, sorry, I've got my hands the wrong way around. Sorry, left hand at the top, looking at the screen. Left hand at the top, pole by your right foot. Right hand, right thumb going down the pole. You can see that. And we're just going to, if you've got a pole, you can just kind of push it out. If you've got a drain pipe, it's got a bit of flex in it. If it hasn't, you can just do what James is doing and hold it on the floor. Now also, if your broom pole isn't too long, you might want to get your step box. So James has got a step box there. You might want to put it up on there just to get a bit more height in your pole. And obviously you can feel this stretch now right down that lateral side. Okay, just holding in there, still breathing normally, and slowly come up. Okay, we're going to switch sides. So pole now, it's by your left foot. Your left hand goes down towards the bottom of the pole, thumb pointing to the floor, hand at the top, and push over. So this one's called a bow and arrow, human bow and arrow. So we're just going to hold there, feel that stretch through your side. Okay, keep your breathing going. So mobility isn't just about flexibility, it's about strength in positions where your range of motion of your joints are tested as well. And so slowly come up again. We're going to go back to our squats, so pop your pole down and come onto with your chair. Okay, in we go to our single leg squat. So off we go, 1. Now you can also think that someone's left drawing pins on the chair. So we want to go down, but we don't want to go too hard, otherwise it's going to hurt you. So imagine just controlling your weight as you go down. It's 5, 1 more, and 6. Switching sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Back to our pole. So right hand on the pole, low down, thumb going to the floor, left hand on the top, and just holding in that stretch, keeping your breathing going. Now I know it's not necessary, and I know people aren't necessarily comfortable with it, but feel free to share your video screen and we will give you specific feedback if you want. If not, that's fine. You can just watch us. Okay, so holding there, feeling that stretch right down that lateral, that side line. Okay, switching over sides. So left hand down, the bottom, right at the top. I think we've got a screen share, someone's on there, not sure who. I think me and you shared your screen, you might want to turn your turn the share off and put the video on instead. So we're just going to hold in there. Okay, going back to our last one on our squats and our legs. Our legs will be starting to work quite hard now. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, switching over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last one on our lateral pole. Right hand down by your knee, thumb to the floor in your right hand, left hand at the top, and just push over to the side, feel that stretch. Now as you get settled in it, you can play around and move the pole backwards and forwards a bit just to loosen in that stretch down the side. Okay, keeping your breathing going and switching over. Left hand down, right hand at the top.
You should feel that when you take deep breaths, as you exhale, so as you breathe out, you should be able to go deeper into the stretch and it should feel a bit more comfortable. So it's really all about breathing.
Okay, keeping going here a little bit longer. So next up we're going to need some either shopping bags and some stuff in. Or if you have got dumbbells at home, some dumbbells. Or even some bottles of water even you can use. So I'm going to switch over to James's side. I've got my shopping bags here. I've actually got some weights in my shopping bag. So if you've got the weights, you might want to, in the shopping bag, you might want to step up on a little stepper just so you've got a bit more room to work with. We're going to go like this, so James is going to show us 2. We did this at the start in our warm-up. We're going to hip hinge, so our bum goes back, okay, nice and strong through the back, and then we're going to pull up to our stomach, okay? So really squeezing your shoulder blades at the top. So I'll just give you a couple of more seconds if you are setting stuff up at home. And we're going to go for 12 of these, okay? So here we go. Over we go, bum goes back, holding the shopping if you've got the shopping, and driving up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And also remember to really squeeze your abs. Squeeze your abs like you might get punched in the stomach so we can keep that horizontal torso.
Couple more.
You don't want to be standing up only.
12.
Nice and low.
Yeah, try and get your torso parallel to the floor if you can.